Welcome back to Cash Flow Conversations, day 13 of 30, going live for the next 30 days in my capital raising challenge. Today's day number 13. Um, Covered a lot about real estate, and I'll continue to talk about real estate, but I've had a few people reach out wanting to hear about. Um, Topics outside of the world of real estate. So just doing that because I think it's also important as well. And it's kind of ironic because I'm wearing a shirt that says, let's talk real estate. But that's a story for a different day. Before we get started, having an amazing seltzer that I wanted to just show because when I spent some time in Texas last week, Topo Chico, amazing if you haven't tried it already. In Spanish, it's called agua con gas or agua mineral. Yeah, so now you learned how to say seltzer in Spanish. Anyway, um, today we are going to be talking about comparison and comparing yourself to other people or comparing yourself to yourself. It's a very strong topic, and I think I think um, it's really kind of blown up since the inception of social media because you see the lives of other people, and I think a lot of people, and from time to time, and I did this a lot in the past, you compare what you see on social media. Um, and it's very depressing sometimes because you see people who are successful, but you're only seeing the highlight reel of their life and you're seeing them in their best moments because typically people won't post um, about things that are happening in their life that aren't very positive. Typically it's when they're on vacation, when they just bought a home, they just got a new car, a wedding, whatever it might look like. Typically, it's very positive, and you're only seeing them at their best. And I have this really, really cool background, and I think it kind of sums up what I'm trying to say in a simple quote. But I wanted to show it to everyone. So it says, "Look in the mirror. That's your competition." And it's very, very true. I think obviously comparing yourself to other people can be very harmful, but I do think that you should look up to them instead because there are things that other people do that you can draw inspiration from, that you can use in your own life, right? Like, for example, if you are an attorney, you just opened up your own law firm, you can see what other successful attorneys have done, um, and take certain ideas and implement it in your own business and really talk to them about their best practices. If you are a real estate agent, um, you know you can see what other real estate agents have done to grow their business. You can talk with them, you can brainstorm, and you can collaborate as opposed to viewing them as competition. And I think that will have a very good outcome, right? Because now you're learning from them. And as opposed to having envy for that person, you kind of have them as an inspiration. And you're able to, kind of figure out what they've done and implement it in your own business. And I think it's really important to compare yourself to who you were in the past, whether it's comparing yourself to who you were yesterday, last week, last month, last year. I think if you look at where you were last year and you look at where you are now, you'll be radically surprised at how far you've come. And I don't think a lot of people, once again, myself included, I am certainly no exception, forget to look at how far they've come and look at all of their progress. Because it's very easy to, look at where you are and wish that you have come a lot further along in life. Um, but it's also very important to reflect because you'll be very surprised at how far you've come as well, you know? And I'd say the last thing, if you are in sales, if you are in business, tracking your KPIs or your key performance index um, is very important, whether it's to make 5 calls a day, whether it's to send 10 emails a day, whether it's to message 10 people a day on LinkedIn, whether it's to go to 4 events per month, whatever that might look like. But being able to track those KPIs on a consistent basis, and you know, once you have data behind what you do, you are able to tweak along the way, right? Because if you compare yourself to other people, it's it's just not very smart, at least from my perspective, because you don't know what education they've had, you don't know um, who they were surrounded by at an earlier age to maybe give them more guidance to where they are now, or they might have had other financial resources that you might not have had. So to kind of sum things up, as opposed to comparing yourself to other people, look to collaborate, look to brainstorm, and view them as inspiration. Number two, compare yourself to who you were in the past. And number three, track your KPIs. Because once you have data behind what you're doing, you can really adjust and, you know, have a better trajectory of where you want to go. So I hope you found this helpful. Once again, if you have other topics within the world of real estate, let me know. Always looking to educate people more. Chances are, if you have a certain question, there are other people who have that exact same question. And it makes a very good topic to speak about. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow.